Ready to Love, Season 4, Episode 12, and we're talking about Donta and Aisha. Oh my gosh, you guys, I am getting scared about this couple. You know, I was really high on them. I really want them to get together, but I think Aisha made a mistake in this last episode, and I'm just hoping she can recover from it. I'm not sure if she shot herself in the foot or how much of a fatal blow she's going to take. In the end, they said yes to each other, but I'm going to have to wait until next week to see if they're together. I'm going to have to go on IG after next week to see if they're still together, because I'm not sure she can recover from what she did. So let me tell you what happened. So anyway, this is the episode when you get to meet the family. So anyway, Aisha comes over to Donta's house to meet his family. She ends up meeting his cousin and his brother. His brother's name is Leroy, and his cousin's name is Darnell. This is a black family. I mean, they got a Donta spelled with an A on the end. They got a Leroy and a Darnell. I mean, if you saw these names on a piece of paper and you're like, are they white or are they black? Girl, they black. But anyway, those three are sitting and Aisha comes over. Aisha looks pretty. She got a little sexy going on or whatever. She walks in. You know, Aisha carries herself well. So anyway, she looked really beautiful. But one thing, let me tell you something. What I noticed about Donta's house. Donta's house looked like a home, right? Sometimes you go over men's houses and they look like bachelor pads. Donta's house looked like a home. It had decorations. It had pictures on the refrigerator of his kids. He had little things around. This told you that even though he's single, he lives like in a home because he probably has his kids. He's not living like in no sort of, you know, bachelor pad. His house is really set out of home. And I want you to remember that when I get further down the line in this video, because that's important. So anyway, let me get to the part where I get scared for Aisha. So they're all sitting on the couch and they're all talking and they get into this discussion, and the cousin and the brother ask Aisha what she's looking for in a guy or some, I don't know how they came to the subject. But anyway, Aisha says, I'm looking for a provider, right? Now I know a lot of women will say the same thing. I'm looking for a provider. I believe the man should pay all the bills, and what I want to do is I want to rest in my femininity. This is what she says. The minute she says that, the cousin and the brother sit back on their couch and they're like, wait a minute. We grew up in a single parent household and our mothers worked and our mothers were able to do it all. Okay, I'm not taking no sides yet. But what I always tell women are, you aren't the shoppers. The men are the shoppers. You need to sell yourself to men. I don't know why women out here think they're doing the choosing. You're not doing the choosing. The men are choosing you. So imagine this scenario. It's Donta really who has to choose you, Aisha. You've come into there, and I understand you saying what you want, but right off the bat, what you've done is you sort of set off the family members because this is a hot topic. So anyway, so Aisha doubles down. She says, you know what? I want to rest in my femininity. I want a man to be coming home, and sometimes I might be in my lingerie cooking dinner. Ladies. I want you guys to also look at my video about Phil and Sydney because I talk about it a little bit there, and I may do another video on it. Women are selling the wrong thing to men. They are selling things to men that men, they may like, they may want, but they don't need it. It is quite clear to me that Donta is not missing no meals, Aisha. It is quite clear to me that Donta doesn't even need a house decorator. His house looks fully decorated. Donta is a full-grown man. At this point in time, maybe it is nice to maybe have a woman cook for him. That may be a want, but that ain't a need. When you are selling yourself to a man and you want to roll in his life, you got to bring him something that he needs, something he can't get anywhere else, and something he doesn't already have. If you think about what Aisha is presenting, she says to Donta, who we already know got 3 babies by 3 different women. That means his check right now is divided between him, his 3 kids, 4 ways. His check is split 4 ways. Aisha's check is her and her 2 kids. I'm not for sure if the father is contributing. I'm sure the father is paying some child support. But let's just say right now her check is being split 3 ways between her and her 3 kids. What she asking Donta to do is split your check 7 ways. So he goes from splitting his check 4 ways to splitting it 7 ways. Aisha would go from splitting her check one way or 3 ways to 1 way. And what she's offering is dinner and a lingerie. Nobody ain't taking that deal. That's not a fair trade. So I know a lot of women might be mad and say, what's wrong with that? What's wrong about trying to be in your femininity? I don't want to be out here grinding, working. I never said that. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying you can't be a stay-at-home wife. But what I'm saying is when you are in the beginning of negotiations, and that's really what you are. When you meet a man and you guys are trying to get to marriage, you are in the beginning of the negotiations. It's like a man is shopping for a car. Okay, let's be real about it. He's shopping for a car, and what Aisha led with was the maintenance cost. Let's be real. You go in and look for a car. Does a salesman start telling you about, well, just want to let you know, when you need an oil change, it's going to cost you, $300. When you need some tires changed, it's going to be $400 a tire. No, they start with what this car is going to do for you. They tell you, sit in the car, right? How does it make you feel? This is what I'm talking about, the difference between how Sydney sells herself and what Aisha and Mumin are doing out here. And I'm going to get to Mumin in the next video. But Aisha came in with what she wanted. And she came in with a big ask. And the big ask was straight for that man's check. And I'm not saying she couldn't have got there. I'm not saying that if down the road in the relationship, maybe Donta would say, you know what, baby, I want you to stay home now. But that's not what you lead with, ladies. You don't lead with what I'm going to cost you. To sell yourself. Men are out here. Sex is a dime a dozen. So although it has some value in a man's life, it ain't as valuable as it used to be 20, 30 years ago, right? Obviously, Donta's been out here a minute. He knows how to cook. In fact, when she came over, Donta had a whole spread. So he already knows how to cook. Some men can cook better than women. Women need to up their game on what they're offering men. And that's why I say, take a look at Sydney. Sydney got a good offering. And what she taps into with men is not about what men want. It's about what they need. Okay. Donta probably don't need no housekeeper. He probably don't, nice to have a home cooked meal. It's not what he needs. He may need something else. But what Aisha is stuck on is she's stuck on what she needs. And this is a fatal mistake women make. They lead with what they need, and they're not selling themselves about what they're bringing to the man that makes them different. And that is the difference between being someone's girlfriend and someone's wife. Every woman out here needs to rechange the way they present themselves to men. A lot of women have what it takes, but they're selling themselves in the wrong way. They're selling themselves starting with what it's going to cost the man and not what am I bringing to that man's life. So anyway, I hope this isn't a fatal mistake that they can't get by. Donta said, you know what? Aisha told me she wants me to be the guy that goes out and kills the animal and brings the home animal. And what he said is that's going to be an adjustment. And I don't know if Donta's going to even try to do it, if he's going to try to stick with it. But I'm really hopeful and prayerful that that didn't run Donta away too much, that these two still don't have a chance. But I am a little bit nervous about it. And sometimes I say to women, I don't even know where we got this image from. Because a lot of women use this, I'm a queen, he's a king kind of thing. And I watched a lot of fairy tales in my day too. And I'm going to tell you something. All the kings I knew, the queen wasn't even servicing for him everything. Them kings had a bunch of women who serviced them sexually. They had cooks who cooked for him. They had maids that cleaned for them, right? They didn't even ask of that from the queen. The queen is on a higher level doing other things. So sometimes when I see women think that all they have to do is come to some guy and offer them sex and cleaning and cooking, that the man should be jumping all over it. No. And Aisha's asking this man to go from splitting his check 4 ways to splitting it 7 ways. Women have to look at what they're offering, okay? And we have to say, am I offering the equivalent? And they need to ask that guy, is this equivalent to splitting your check 7 ways if I cook with lingerie on? Let them answer. Don't take my word for it. Ask the men. Ask them if what I'm offering, do you think that's equivalent? And if it's not, Go back to the drawing board, come up with some other stuff of what you can do for that man. So now you are worth splitting your check 7 ways. And I'm not saying Aisha can't get there, because I think that she has a lot of value. But what I think she did was she presented herself wrong. She led with the maintenance cost of the car, and she didn't lead with how you gonna feel in this car, what this car gonna do for you, right? How you gonna feel when you take this car on the road. She didn't sell the fantasy. She talked about what the fantasy is gonna cost. She led with cost. Anyway, y'all, let me know what you think. Do you feel good about the couple? Do you feel like they're gonna make it after this? You know, I'm still prayerful. I hope they are. I'm gonna watch the reunion next week to see how well it goes, and I'm gonna be on the IG too, because I'm gonna figure out, are they still together now? But I like Aisha and I like Donta, and I really hope it can become a blended family. But I did get a little bit nervous on this episode. Okay, talk to you later. Bye.